Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning to the Inspire conference at on the 10 a.m. session. And so, welcome to the Inspire conference session. And my name is John Calvin Valerio, an international student at Red River College, and currently taking the Business Information Technology program. And on my first year, first semester term. So yeah, it will be long, but we will get there. And then um, I will be your breakout moderator on this session, and I'll be helping Mr. Chang to communicate and also to do some of the presentation. Um, so the reason that I volunteered here because as an international student, I would like to build more connections and also to contribute to become a active member of the community and also help our institution to give voice to international students and also to help in any way I can. So okay. I guess we can now start, and I am happily to introduce to you all our speaker, Mr. Michael Chung. Since 1998, Michael Chung has been the president of the Washington Software and based in the Washington D.C. metropolitan area. His background is on software design and telecommunications, healthcare, fintech, and government agencies. His current focus right now is on the robotics process automation, cybersecurity, and digital transformation. And he was here to give us presentation regarding this session for the if you have applied for jobs and haven't heard back from your employer. We will talk about how we will customize your resume for a specific job, which your competition, and which jobs would you apply for. So that's it. That's what we will do right now. And for I will now start the presentation of Mr. Michael Chang. So I'll just mute myself and off my video and give Mr. Chang the platform for a few
So,
minutes. Sorry. Right.
okay. So first of all, good morning, and thank you, John, for the nice introduction and your assistance in helping me on the slide. We made a couple of changes to the slide last minute, and John was able to do it immediately. So usually when I present this slide. Actually, the first time I presented this, it was pre-COVID. Normally, it's interactive. It's a very fun presentation. So right now, I will try to make it interactive and ask you guys questions. You guys can reply your answers in chat, but I won't be able to see it. So again, this presentation will help you guys identify which jobs to apply. Because when you look at job sites like Indeed, there are so many jobs that it seems that you can you know how to work on the job, but so you applied it. However, a lot of times, if you just randomly apply a job that you can do, you may not make it to the interview because every time you apply for a job, before you apply it, you need to customize your resume, and I will help you decide what jobs to apply and customize the resume. Next page, please. So first of all, talk about my background. So I got like I started programming in high school, like many of you guys, and then I had a bachelor degree in computer information system and a master degree in in computer science. So, and my master thesis was in design pattern. I don't know if it's still taught in school these days. So with my technical background, fast forward 20 something years, um, I, I never program anything this century actually. And then most of the work I do these days are business development, proposal writing. And part of my job responsibility is to um, uh, modify my staff resume for proposals. And then we review a lot of candidates for some of the opportunities we have. So I do have spent a lot of time in reading these resumes and give recommendation to people on how to change it. Um, so with my background, I right now I'm technical in a high level way. I'm not hands-on anymore. That's my disclaimer that in case I say something wrong in the next 30 minutes, don't blame me. And so before you pick a job to apply, you need to ask yourself, what's your goal? Actually, John, next page, please. So before you pick a job to apply, you ask yourself, what do you want to do in 5 years? What do you want to do in 10 years? How about 20 years? So the answers to this question affect what job to apply. For example, I assume you guys are all fresh grad soon, if not now. Then, if you want to be the CIO of a bank, for example, in 10 or 15 or 20 years, then all the jobs you want to work in the future would be related to this goal as a CIO and in the banking industry. If you work in healthcare in your next job, it doesn't help. It still help you to achieve your goal, but your healthcare experience will be wasted. So the first thing you want to decide is what do you want to do in the future, and then for the job you apply for, usually I suggest 5 criteria. The first one would be it is a job that you like. Like for me, as an example, um, I'm pretty good in doing testing for the software I wrote before. I could be a good tester, but I don't want this job because it's the personality. So if you pick a job you like to work on, then the job is not a job; it's like your hobby. You feel excited before you go to work in the morning or the night before. And the second one is the job has to align with the goals you just I just talked about your 5 year goal, 10 years goal, 15 years goal. And the next one would be you want to apply for job in a growing market in a position that has more and more opportunities, but not less and less opportunities. To give you an example, in 1992, when I was a student, I was a part-time programmer for the university system of the school that program in mainframe programming. So at that time, mainframe programming is going down. Everybody know that there will be less and less number of opportunities. So most people like at that time people would not get a position like that. And For another example would be a database administrator. So since Amazon and Microsoft cloud offering has the database services, the number of data DBA needed in the industry is becoming less and less. I actually help a 15 or 20-year-old experienced 20-year experienced DBA 2 years ago to change his technology from DBA to robotics process automation. The fourth one is you want to get a job that you are qualified to do. As a fresh grad, we shouldn't apply for a director of IT position. And the next one would be if the position doesn't have enough quality people, then and you are qualified to do it, and you are in a great spot to get an interview and the job. Next page, please. So before you apply for a job, you will create a master resume. A master resume has the content of everything you have, like all the relevant classes you took, all the student projects or hobby, side project, open source projects, all your job experience that you had before, GPA, all the schools, all the training, school related or online training. So the master resume is made with the purpose that when you apply for a job, you delete a lot of the content in the resume, so that it's easier for you to apply for a job, to customize your resume later. Next page, please. So now when you go to a job site, you know what job title to get, maybe a Java developer, for example. Then you look at the job description of the posting, and so it looks like everything they write there, you know it, or maybe everything in the job description, maybe some of the items you don't know about it. Don't be disappointed or too happy, because the job description you see is not the actual job description. A lot of times the hiring manager just tell the HR person that, hey, I need a Java developer. Can you make a posting for job posting so that I can hire the person? And the HR person deal with so many different people. The person deal with accounting, IT, sales, marketing, and HR doesn't know Java. So what HR does, they may reuse previous job posting, and or they can Google the job posting from other company and just put the job posting there. The HR probably email the manager, hey, if this is okay, if this job description okay, and the manager use 5 seconds to read through it and reply with a yes, since the manager may be busy. So what is the actual real job description? You may ask. So you can go to, there are different ways. You can Google the company name and then the position name and then the word resume, and see if you can find some people who used to work at that company before, and look at their resume if it reflects what's going on in the project and in the company. From there, you know what technology they use. maybe on top of Java, they also use Node.js or Angular or some other libraries. So, and then another way is you can research at sites like Glassdoor to find out comments about the company. They may talk about the issues involved. They may talk about technology. So go to Glassdoor. And then you can also look at other job postings from the same company to know what other technology they use. Maybe they use Power BI for reporting, or maybe SSRS. And another way is to go to LinkedIn and search for that company and see if you have how many level of separation before someone from the company. So you can ask your friend to introduce you, or maybe your parents, your friends, they know someone working for that company, and so you can reach out to that person and ask about the project, and you'll find the actual technology used. Next page, please. So now that you have all the keywords and what they want on top of the job description, so you will think of what does the company want. A lot of time, the first gatekeeper is the HR person. The HR person may not know technology, so after you update your resume and submit to the HR person, she would she doesn't if she receive. I heard from another friend. This is a real story. That happened 2 weeks ago. My friend told another friend of mine looking for a job in that organization. He said 2,000 people applied for the same position. It's not an IT position, but 2,000 people. So the HR is not going to read each resume very carefully. So the easiest way is to look for technical keywords, maybe Java. Maybe some object-oriented programming, or maybe something else. Maybe they use the software to do it automatically. So whatever keywords used in the original job description, even though it may not be the actual job description, you need to make sure those keywords are in your resume to pass the first round. And then for the second round is a lot of people we have seen in resume is if they look for Java, they just add the word Java into their resume. So one way to eliminate that variable is if you use Java, you must use an IDE for Java. Your resume would add Eclipse or IntelliJ or VS Code or whatever IDE, plus other related technology. So this round would be useful for maybe for the hiring manager or a technical person in the team who screened the resume. And what else do they look for? They look for a team player who are flexible, friendly, and who can help other team members. So if you are a Java developer, maybe all developers, all software team, they may have a QA. If it is related to QA, there may be automated testing involved, automated regression testing or application security testing. So if you know more than the job description that can help the team members, you will have higher priority. And the other thing is you can Google, you read the current trend of the industry and of the company to see what do they plan to do. A corporation start from their mission. Maybe you find the name of the CEO or executive from the company who just underwent some interview. So you Google, you find out what they want to do. Maybe they talk about cloud. Maybe they talk about security. So all these requirements would flow down to IT eventually. So if you if you know security, you know in the future they look for privacy, security, or hyper automation, then you add those keywords in the resume, even though it's not in the current need of the position and not in the current job description. Next page. Next page, please. So I Google and found this from Gartner, the top strategic technology trend for 2022. So this is another example. Like all the CIO, they look for industry trend like this. I don't know all the terms here because my project don't involve all of them. However, if you just Google what all this means and understand the terminology and keywords, like you are IT people, you are curious, you are set for life that you need to learn new technology every year because in my experience, every 3 years, all the technology would be different when you start a new project. So you need to learn all these and see if you can apply some of these technology into the job description, and then learn the technology from Udemy or YouTube or whatever, and then put it in your resume. Next page, please. Now you need to think of the competition. So now you find a job, you know what keywords to add, and now you write your resume. So if you let's say you chase a girl, you know you know your classmate is chasing the same girl, you know the competition. But for the job description, for a job, you just use your imagination to think of the competition. So your competition for the same job may be another fresh grad with similar experience with you. Maybe it is an experienced person who is working on the same position part time. For example, at another organization. Maybe it is someone without a CS degree trying to apply for this position. So now you identify several profiles of people who may be your competitor. Then you do an analysis to find out how to beat your competition. So, for example, if this is a Java developer position at a bank, and your classmate is your competition, or some other fresh grad is your competition, then maybe you can take some classes related to the banking industry. Maybe there's some compliance involved in banking that you can learn. The quickest way to learn it is from a website called Udemy, Udemy, and each class is like $15, and it ranges from like 3 hours to 100 hours. So whatever terminology you want to learn, you can register it and take the class and put it in your resume that you have done this training. So maybe your competitor is not a CS degree, but he has banking industry experience. He was a bank teller who wants to have an internal transfer to be a developer or business analyst. Then for this one, you would beat them with your technical skills. You could put you know object-oriented programming, or maybe business analysis. You know different tools. So you beat this guy differently. So that's one way to do it. Next page, please. Actually, John, how much time do I have left? Okay,
We have more time, Mr. Chung. You can. I think we have more 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, I'll make this faster. Um, so are you special when people look at the fresh grad resume? They a lot of times from the same school, everybody take the same class, and they all look the same because the career like the professor teach you to write the resume the same way. But are you special? Um, so in your resume, we have a section the on the on the work experience. So even there non-IT work, or even if it is volunteering work, it may make a difference. For example, for me, when I hire consultants, if all things are the same, I like people who used to work at retail or restaurants before, because um, these people, they are not shy. They can talk to customers. They provide good customer service. And I have seen another resume who is applying uh, for some LBG TQ organization for a developer position, and she joined a similar organization before. So it's like a perfect match for that organization. So if you apply for a nonprofit, um, and so you need to add some nonprofit volunteering experience before. And I have other interesting story about the job experience as a babysitter also. Like one of the kids I helped was a babysitter, part time helping her mom's daycare, and she managed three people with like 12 kids in school. So even though it's three babysitters she's managing, is managing experience, and then she files so many forms for her mom. So she's experienced in the government forms and complete forms like that. So all your previous work experience, all your hobby may be relevant. You just need to group them together into a story. Next page, please. We kind of talk about how to beat your competition earlier. Like you think of their profile, and you think of you put yourself into the shoe of the hiring manager on what who is better, and then compare to this profile with another profile. So that so you put all the keywords you're aware of, and take the training for those keywords, and then you beat the non-technical one with technical, beat the experienced one with price. Like an experienced person maybe look for $10,000 more, and then in your resume you write it so that you're excited to to join this industry, blah blah blah, so that they think you don't need a lot of money. So there are different ways to beat the competition. Next page, please. So what if you can't find a way? So if you can't find a way, maybe that's not job for you to apply. There are so many openings in the job sites that you can apply. You can focus your time on some other positions. I forgot to mention an example earlier that I helped a person who could not find a job in a year, and he had a CS degree. When I looked at his resume and talked to him, I realized that he had a minor in statistics. And then I told him to update his resume with his statistics classes, knowledge, and keywords. And then I asked him to add some of the machine learning classes that he took before, and the libraries. And I asked him to focus on the financial industry. So after he updated the resume within 2 months, he got a job already. So yeah, so there are many ways to tune your resume. Next page, please. So this one is about different ways to customize the resume. You add all the technology mentioned in the job posting, plus unadvertised keywords that you found out from your research. You add technology in two ways. One is in the computer skills section, and then the other one is in the maybe you have a section in class projects or part-time work experience. You add those keywords there, or training. You took some Udemy training. The second one is the use of contemporary resume format. If you Google contemporary resume format, then you'll find many colorful ones that stand out from the other boring resumes. The next one is, let's say you know Java and you know so many things in your resume. However, the job only asks for Java. So when you elaborate the resume, you would, when you elaborate the resume, you would remove info that doesn't help your job from the master resume, and then elaborate more. Like for example, if you're a foreign student who know Chinese, a lot of times people put Chinese in the foreign language they know. And however, when I look at a resume and if the person is fluent in Chinese, that means they are not fluent in English. Maybe the native language is something else. That's a minus. However, if the job requires Chinese, you can add it there. The next one would be quantify your accomplishment. Everybody said they make the project very effective. But if you put a number, like you tune the system so that it's 20% faster or 30% faster, that would be better than generalized word. Next page, please. In the resume, you have a summary of qualification section. You need to customize this section. Just like when you are in the elevator, you tell the hiring manager in 5 or 6 sentences why should they hire you for this position. So you summarize everything that you think is the most important and put it in the summary of qualification section. Next page, please. So I've talked about so many tips, so we can try an example, and then you can know what should we do. Next page, please. So this is a job description found by John, and then John also found a sample resume, and we can look at the job posting and the resume to see how we customize this resume. So the first thing is they look for a business analyst, and it is from a bank. So so we would a business analyst usually requires a lot of requires good communication skills and documentation skills, and the analysts need to draw a lot of diagrams, and there are standard way to analyze the software, like you use case analysis, you prototyping, you wireframe, like you need some to know some report design best practice, and the job description talk about creating reports, and you can mention most reports require SQL. So you would add SQL into the resume. You probably should know Power BI, and some other reporting tools. Um, and then since it is a bank, and bank may have some compliance, so you can learn about what compliance needed in a bank, and then just take the Udemy training quickly. And in the summary of qualification, you would add all the important stuff there, and um, you will when the HR look at this, they would and the hiring manager look at this. You are helping them to give them a reason to talk to you. That's the the best part of the summary of qualifications. John, I think we are running out of time, right? So I better stop here. Oh, sorry. There's one more page. Next page on the disclaimer. I like this page in the disclaimer. So whatever I told you, it is based on my experience and background. So to you guys may have different experience. Just don't trust 100% what I told you. Use your own judgment, and that's better because the technology changes, the environment change, and don't blame me when something screw up. That's the disclaimer. Next page, and I can take some questions and answers.
All right. Thank you very much for the presentation, Mr. Chang. And I believe we all inspired were those tips and tricks that you presented. So right now, we will now proceed to our question and answer session. So I have some few questions from our chat. And okay, so it's okay if ask right now, Mr.
Mhm.
Chang. Okay.
Sure.
This one's from Megumikai. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. So, for years of experience required in job descriptions, does the HR guess that to can I bid with education skills and non-related experience?
Could you repeat the last sentence?
Okay, sorry. For years experience required in job description, does the HR uh, guess that too? I mean, they can they beat that with educations or skills?
What? So can can HR guess the the qualifications? Is that?
Yes, the required in job.
Yeah. So so the HR they just use their best knowledge to guess the job description based on limited uh, feedback input from the hiring manager. The HR may just reuse previous job description or other job description. So, like for example, sometimes our clients ask us to hire uh, engineer for them. Uh, Whatever they write is is I would say 30% not necessary, and then we when we do the actual job posting, we modified it by at least 30%. So we add more criteria on what the clients are looking for.
I see. Thank you for that, Mr. Chung. So there are more questions. So are Udemy courses considered more credible to employers because of the pricing than free courses online?
You don't have to put the word Udemy in the resume. You just put training, security plus training, for example, and you are not lying. So when they ask you where did you take the training, just use Udemy. So these days, because a lot of times we just Google to get the answers. The At least for me, I don't care if where did you take the training, as long as you know at least where to find answers when you can't do the job
I
with that
see.
technology.
Thank you very much. So there are more questions. This is from Lawrence Morano. Is it advisable to remove job experience from the resume if it's not relevant to the job description, or just leave it there as an experience?
So if you can link the job to the position, you leave it there. Like for example, a restaurant server is not related to a Java programmer. You may have thought about that, right?
Mhm.
However, if the position is a consulting firm, actually, we one of the guys just left my company not too long ago. He used to work for Best Buy, Home Depot, uh, uh, grocery store before he worked for me. So if I told him to apply for a national IT consulting firms, because he can speak the language to a grocery store client, he could speak the language of retail. So it's the domain knowledge that's important, and also for a restaurant, it's customer service. So in the summary of qualification, you would write all your technical stuff, and then you said something like you have uh, you have good customer service from my job experience, and I speak the domain language of different industry, like retail store, grocery store, or pharmacist, for example. And for this, that means the guy shouldn't apply for a bank position. He should apply for some other position that can utilize all his past experience.
I see. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Okay.
So there's more questions. Does GPA on resume look good, or I think she means also the does it matters
So
most? Yeah.
the GPA matters in the first job. So like if your GPA is lower than 3.0, don't put it there. We assume your GPA is lower than 3 if you don't put it there. However, after the first job, people don't care.
I see. Thank you very much. So there are more questions. What kind of IT jobs do you think will be more popular in the future?
So the technology list I put in one of the slide. They can Google. And in terms of technology, React, Angular, Node.js, they are very popular. RPA, like the hyper automation, they have RPA, and RPA they have different companies. Those are useful. Low code platform is a new term that people are interested in. like software like Appian, Power Apps, and then Pega. Those are hot software, and then yeah. There's so many new opportunities, but cybersecurity has great demand. Um, if you are a developer, you better know how to write software securely. There are websites called OWASP, OWASP, that they can take a look, and you can Google application security if you want to find more information. DevSecOps, DevSecOps. This is a good term to know. Docker's, Kubernetes, container technology are important. AWS is like a minimum everybody should know.
I see. Thank you very much for that. So we have one more question from Mr. Zeus Makasib, asking for students: is it important to indicate students' soft skills in the resume, such as communication skills and ethics and time management, other than listing the hard skills?
It's important, but everybody writes it. So everybody writes, I'm a good team player. I um, I have good customer service. I have good time management. You have to write something else to prove that you have those skills, not just writing there. And yeah, so you may be surprised. Everybody put, I'm a good team player.
Right, yeah, that's true, Mr. Cheng.
Yeah.
So just the experience will be more suffice than just listing all the communication skills, right?
Yeah, so you have good communication skills, but where to prove that you have good communication skills? Maybe you work at a job that require you to talk to a lot of people. So maybe you teach kids coding, for example. That means you can or you go to senior homes and teach people how to use a mouse. Actually, it's funny. My first job, one of the days I had to teach a person how to use a mouse uh, after I got my master degree. So you need good communication skills from my blah 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 experience. Then it's good. But those soft skills are important because if everything is the same, the communication skills make you stand out. If the HR get like 2,000 resumes, but your resume better communicate what you want to write. If you say you have good communication skills.
I see. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Chang. So, I believe it's almost time for our ending. There are lots more questions that I wish we can ask more, but this because this is the only time that the time permits.
Okay.
So, we will now proceed to our closing aspect. And on behalf of all the students and all the spectators and all the people that made this Inspire conference happen, we I wanted to convey our deepest thanks for Mr. Chung in participating in our Inspire conference and giving us the time and the effort to present and give us this wonderful presentation and tips. And of course, answering our valuable questions that I believe that will also inspire other people and students. So thank you very, very much, Mr. Chang. And I hope we can see or communicate more in the future when time hits.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thanks for helping me on the slide and running this presentation. And if you forward me the question in email, I can answer it one by one if you want to forward them to the students. And I like helping you guys. Again, good luck to your job hunting, and feel free to reach out to me through John in the future.
That will be great, Mr. Chen. Thank you very much. And all to the spectators and participants, thank